All right, that was weird how it just flashed everything over. Okay, so you guys are on the buttons. I'm gonna bring Linda on, but before we do that, I want you guys just to realize Tanya and I fund your marketing, which means you get involved in the paid marketing. We call it V marketing. You're gonna go through the training and get going. I'm gonna just put this out there. If you're not successful, it's not our fault. We've given you everything, and we're even investing in you to grow. Learn how to do it. So go through the training here, and then catch on to the marketing training with Niall and just see what you're doing with it. We are making more and more ways to help everybody get going, even those that are shy, introverted. We're making ways for you to do things. The vortex system that we all use to do our follow-up drips. So you create the lead, you put them in the vortex system eventually. That's going to get bigger and stronger, and we're creating a calendar system to have it help us get appointments for presentations. People need to see what we have. We can't just show, hey, this is what we have, it's great. You can't do it in a quick conversation. It's too complex. And the way that it works is amazing, and because it's complex is why it works, right? There's no such thing as a simple business. We make it look simple, but there's no such thing as a simple business. I'll put this just in some verbiage that hopefully I'm gonna try to say it a different way. McDonald's, does that seem simple to you? Simple, right? Go get hamburgers, fries. They have a system. They put people through a university to learn how to make hamburgers exactly the same way all the time. How to cook the fries exactly the same way all the time. They teach consistency, and it's a machine, right? That's McDonald's, right? It's not a simple business. There's a reason they got so big and grew so big, and it's because they created the assembly line of success. And it's an amazing business model, right? We have a system. We have a system of success. You got to learn all this stuff. And once you learn it and apply it, you win. And as long as you just show up, we show up and get you going. So I want to really stress that. Now, we've got a awesome MSI that's going to be training you today. And that's why we have the MSI trainers. They've been around here for years. They bumped and bruised themselves to learn all this. They know what it's like. And I really like them sharing it with you because, they're convicted. They know it works. But you guys, Linda is amazing. And watching her grow over the years and her love and dedication to help every student, whether they're tied to her directly or not, is just, it's heartwarming. Kenny and I are so grateful for her. And so listen up, take good notes, and then get in that marketing training with Niall. You guys, we have it so amazing. And then, and just keep in mind, with the DTCA stuff that we're doing, we're bringing some stuff that's going to help conquer the world for income. This education thing is massive, and we have wine. Wine already is impressive, right? Wine got us here. Wine's going to continue to carry us. So we're covering all that, but we're able to hit other areas now, and we're able to grow things because of the vision that we have and everybody putting this together. If it wasn't for the MSIs, we wouldn't be here. Someone's got to help us carry it. It's so much work, right? So anyway, Linda, if you would come on and take over, I'm going to see if I can give you. Actually, I think we'll be good. I'll give you a host. And I'll be on here. So I'm going to try to give you. Hopefully, I don't drop. My internet's been weird. So I'm going to try to give Linda host, and hopefully it doesn't drop the recording we're on.
Still showing.
We're good.
We're good.
Linda, take it away.
All righty. Thank you, Rory. And for all the kind words as well. So today, Rory always tells us he's teaching us how to fish. Fishing means go do your research. So I just kind of hit me the other night on the call when he said about arsenic. And I thought, okay, well, that's a good subject. It's going to be a good selling point for you when it comes to your wine. I did an article, and I don't do the PowerPoints. I put everything on my PBS. It's easy for everybody to find. And it also gives me some eyeballs in there. So what I did today was, and I'll share my screen here, is I chose wine chemicals. And did you know? So we hear this, we hear it here, but the general public does not have a clue unless they really know a lot about wine. Our club is a discovery club. So what I did was I spent hours researching, picked Peter's brain, because he's the one that I go to when a lot of the wine questions, because I know that Rory and Tanya are way too busy as well. So what I did was I went into probably 6-10 websites and did some research to find out why things happen in wine, the wine making process, why you hear Rory say punch wine, why you hear about arsenic, why you hear about all these different things. So what I did was I just went down through and wrote a page, and I'm just going to go through it with you and maybe put a few more words or verbiage in there. So I just titled it Wine Chemicals. And did you know, wine chemicals and additives was a frightening discovery for me. You don't realize, it's just like food. You don't realize how many preservatives, additives, things that are put in what we intake daily. I read the labels, but their proof is here. It's not always on the label. So with that being said, let's see, after researching many sites to see what the difference between fine wines and mass-produced or commercial wines were, it was devastating. As a lover of wine, what I knew there was the distinct difference. I know from this club, the difference between the two and what it takes to process wine and so forth. But I didn't realize all of this. And now what I have found, I'm hoping that will help many to understand why fine wine. Let's see. And now, like many things, the FDA wants the wine labels to have the ingredients on them. Well, in fact, if all of the ingredients were put on mass-produced wine labels, it would be all over the label, and then some. There still would be some left out, but the mass-produced or commercial wine people are fighting it. They just don't want everybody to know what's in their products. We know they're not good for us, but the general public does not. Okay, so sulfites, for instance. Sulfite dioxide, they're natural occurring and added preservatives found in wine. Many companies add extra sulfites for preserving shelf life. True wine has its own slight amount from the grapes themselves. Fine wine. Let's see. Let me see if I can say this one. I had that. Anyhow, you can see it. It damages your DNA, prevents your body from repairing the damage, also results in facial flushing, nausea, rapid heart rate, and this is the main issue for headaches. They tell you always hear sulfate, sulfate, sulfate. Many people have an allergic reaction to sulfates, but that's not the main, according to Peter, that is not the main problem with headaches. It is the extra tannins and this that they add into the wine. Now, mega purple. Mega purple is one of those things that's not talked about. What it is it's much like a grape juice concentrate added to make the appearance of the wine darker. Because, a lot of these places, their grapes, let's just face it, they stink, right? They're not good grapes. They're not grown well. It might be a climate thing, what have you. So they add this, and there is a hybrid grape that was used back in 1950. And, but it's not talked about because when they were going through and doing the processing and the FDA and such were checking things out, they found that they were adding this, so they made them get rid of it, right? And it's a shortcut process. It's what's used in the shortcut process, and it ruins the wine. Vellicorin, used to help spoilage of the yeast or re-fermentation, also used to replace or decrease the amounts of sorbate sugar, which is sometimes used to containing residual sugar. So again, a false thing to add. Animal products. Did you know this? They are added to the wine in order to bind, remove unwanted substances, and all of these are filtered out, including bone, and blood marrow, milk protein, fiber from shells, egg albumin like the egg whites, fish oil, gelatin, and the gelatin is made from boiling meat parts. And then the gelatin from fish bladder membrane. Pretty gross, right? Commercial yeast. So when it comes to yeast in a fine wine or a grape wine, the yeast is that white coating or white powder on the outside of the grape. That is natural. But what the commercial grade wines, they add more, right? They do add more yeast, where the naturals, as I said, are on the outside of the grape. They're not added. Tannins. Tannins are the structure of wine. These come from the skins, the grapes, the stems of the grape, and the barrel. A lot of the commercial places will, they refine, they use chestnuts, Indian gooseberry, Gambier leaf, and I think we might have it down further, but they also use sawdust. So it's not, again, the process of a fine wine is aged in barrels, not aged in sawdust or things that are similar to that. Sugar, with the process of adding sugar to the grape juice in order to increase the alcohol level of the finished wine. Also, sugar does not make it sweeter due to the sugar consuming the yeast in the fermentation of the alcohol. It's legal in areas where grapes struggle with ripeness, Bordeaux, France, and Oregon, but it did say in big letters, it is not permitted in Napa. And we continue on. Tartanic acid helps to control the acidity of the wine. It is considered one of the strongest acids in wine. It is also plays a crucial part in enhancing the taste and the color of the wines. Some wines have chalk in the balance to balance the pH levels. Chalk. Arsenic, and this is what Rory refers to. By having arsenic in your wine, it's a cancer-causing agent, possible skin lesions, also associated with cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Utero in early childhood has a negative impact to cognitive development, increasing deaths in young adults. Diethylene glycol in 1985 was added. It was found that it was added to German and Italian wines, and this was a sweet tasting chemical, what they use in antifreeze. That was pulled, of course, they stopped doing that. However, some of the above are not hazardous to your health due to the distinct difference, as you will see as we go on. Perhaps we will help you rethink the wine that you do want to consume. Many more additives. Some of the chemicals, other additives can be found in the bottle of wine manufacturers. Perhaps these would be food coloring that help consumers see exactly what they're expecting from the label. Also gum, Arabic, activated carbon, ammonium sulfate, whatever that is, ascorbic acid, citric acid, copper. This 40 is castor oil. Decarbonated things, oak chips, all of these. This is why I did a page, because reading all these words is just the fact, and I'm a little nervous, sorry. So bottom line is, after you have been given this information, will it change your consumption? And yes, there are all kinds of additives and chemicals in the food that we eat as well. Be a label reader. You will be amazed to see what you find, but also remember, there's things that you don't know, and they're not going to put them on the label. They're not required. With all production of wine and food, there are some agents used. However, none of these are harmful in the process. Due to the simplicity and splendor of special winemakers, the natural production of grapes and letting them create the masterpiece. And this is, pardon me, and this is what we have access to with our direct to consumer ambassador, fine wines, crafted wines, well-crafted wines, wines that take time. And crafting the true fine wine is a passion, not like the mass produced. Pardon me, got a dry. And if you do your research, a true fine wine is a smaller batch of deliciousness. It isn't mass produced. It isn't hurried through the process. It's taken its time, and it creates what we get to have here. In conclusion, by reading this article, you see why it is important to know. And yes, I have the perfect solution. Fine wines, fine crafted wines by the best winemakers in the business. Also, this is an exclusive membership. Why? Because we value what we have. More than a reasonable pricing, beautiful bouquets, pairing with food and more, amazing food and more. And make sure that you explore this. So that is what I have. I know it's short and sweet, but also it's good to know. It's going to give you some food for thought when you have a person that's on the fence, or you're talking to them about the wines. This is going to give them more information to know what you can say to them, to tell them, you know, what their favorite wine that they get from the grocery store. Hello. This is going to help for everybody to know that what is in those grocery store wines is just flipping scary. And that's what I have for today. What do you think, Stace? Rory?
I love it. I've got people messaging me going, holy cow, their eyes are opened and there's too many letters in some of those words.
Yeah. What'd you think, Rory? He's muted.
You gotta unmute him because you're host now.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay, there you go.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna go to the this is under the headlines and ads training. I want to put this in here too. So I'm gonna put I need to organize this again, but I'm gonna do a new folder.
I'm going to paste this in the chat for anybody that wants to see it.
I'm gonna make it Linda Horn training, and I'm gonna put that link in here. To a don't leave it.
Not leave it.
All right, I just put it there in the storage. This is really, really, really awesome. And I think it's a good thing to share with people. Like, and you know, we don't even have to say like I'm selling wine. It's just an article you can post, share it out there. This is awesome.
It's true, right?
And you know, and you got your Google AdSense stuff coming on there still.
Mhm.
which is great. And you know, we start pushing this out there. I mean, I want everybody to see this too. So like, I'm just gonna put a shout out. If you don't have your Google AdSense, do what you need to do to get it done. Just knock it out. Like it's that necessary chore. Get it done. Learn the skills along the way that get you there, and then you can start doing so much more. I mean, this is awesome. Okay, so Linda, we got this done. We're at 10:24 my time. We have a lot more stuff to cover, but I'm going to put this. Niall, are you okay taking a break and getting started early? Okay, so let's
I
do
couldn't
that.
get to the button fast enough. Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna just put a little things on here. We're gonna go to V marketing training next. This is the #1 area you can change your income with. Like we have our PBSs. Don't get me wrong. That's super important. That's your business. We're gonna be building that. That's something you pace out and you grow with. Then we help get other team members get their own, and we have the leverage. But the power of our numbers are what makes this work. And the way we get more people involved is show them how this works. We have literally thousands of people a day taking a look at what we're doing. Thousands every day, rain or shine, every day. The marketing's out there. We're funding it. They're coming in. We just need people to help present to them to show them what this is. And if you think about it, nobody here just jumped right in and said, "Oh, this makes sense." No, it had to be explained to you. It has to be. It's so awesome, but it has to be explained because it's not anything they would have learned in school. It's different aspects. So let's take what do you need, Niall, 5 minutes? 10? You're muted again.
Yeah, 5 or 10. Go ahead and
Okay.
take 10. I'll finish setting up because I had a funny feeling you were going to say, let's go early. But Linda,
Rory,
let me
you want
say,
to make him host?
I love that page you did, Linda. As disgusting as all of that stuff is, I think it's critical that everybody should know. And I've been talking to a couple of people over the last few days about the same thing. And it's hard to tell you everything that's in there. But if you knew what was in there, you wouldn't just know. If I said, this is cancer, have a sip. You took a sip and they gave you cancer. And then would you have another sip? No, you wouldn't. So education, what is that word? Knowledge is power. Education is key. You got it all written up and, gathered. So anybody can share that with anybody.
Super proud, Linda. Super proud.
Thank
Like-
you.
Way proud.
Who'd I learn from?
Well, it makes me,
Saying,
when it's resonating and people are getting it. And then again, I'll put this out there. Those marathons coming in March, don't miss them because it's going to help you like back to back marathons like that. It's going to catapult anybody's business, whether you have Google AdSense or not. If you don't have it, it's going to help you get it. If you have it, it's going to help you make more money with it. And it's going to help you cement these skills that we need to have to do what we do as marketers. And there are some incredible things coming. I know I keep saying that, and yet they keep coming. You guys, we're going to enhance without giving it away, let's just say that there's benefits coming our way. And I've been vetting out a bunch of things to add, and they're all circular. It's going to help us market everything that we have even more. And we're going to start doing some lifestyle stuff. I may or may not have a better travel portal that we can start marketing because our travel is weak. I may have solved that. It may have happened. Don't miss the Tuesday trainings. Don't miss the Saturday trainings because I'm going to roll it out to you after I test it. I'm vetting them right now. I'm testing the marketing right now. And as soon as I know I got it mastered, I'm going to roll it out to the student base. And it's not like we're all sitting around waiting for the next thing. We have stuff to do, right? We got our wine pages to put out there. We got Bella Vita pages to put out there. We got our Infrasona pages to put out there. Those are our main things. We're going to focus on relevance. And of course, you can do whatever you want, but this is massive and it's getting better and better and better and better. So don't miss a Saturday. Don't miss the Tuesdays. Stay tuned on the stuff because this is how we're building the future. And the stuff we put in this year is going to pay off years down the road. Like the work you do now comes later. The rewards come later and they keep coming until the system's doing it for you on its own. We got to prime it all up. Okay. 5 minutes now.
are you staying on as co-host, Rory?
I'm not. I got to go to the other place. So I'm going to
I'll make Niall host.
make Niall host. Niall make Linda co-host if she's around.
Yep. And I know Stacy's got to go too. She's got a meeting her and David got to get to.
All right, your host.
Yeah, and anybody could. I don't know if you need anybody else to help you. I don't know if you want to help Angie Bond. Angie's on here. She's up and she's going to be an MSI soon. She's just pacing it. So we might want to give her some of the roles of hitting the button and accepting people in. I'm letting everybody. We're gonna tune off the YouTube live posting. We're going to our V marketing training, which we never broadcast. It's only for our members. So if you guys want us to pay for your marketing, teach you how to work it, and help build an incredible business, Give us a call, 877-310-5353, RR247.com. Contact your instructor if you're already a student. I mean, get going on this. The sooner you start, the better. This is real. All right, I'm gonna someone will have to do that. Actually, make me host so I can end this.
Oh, crap.
I'm gonna give it right back to you too.